Hello everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood Godzilla fan GojiCenter here, and in this video, I am going to be reacting to Toothless vs. Godzilla Battle to the Death by GojiCenter. Now this is my first time reacting to a GojiCenter video on the channel. I've seen like plenty of his other videos. He has really good content. Please go subscribe to him and check him out. I'm very curious to see who's going to win this battle. I have seen the How to Train Your Dragon movies. I know that Toothless is very strong, so Toothless might actually have a chance. Personally though, I still think Godzilla might win just because he is way bigger and atomic breath. I don't know if Toothless can withstand that atomic breath. But anyways, we're going to find out here, and let's get right into the video, shall we? Oh, look at this animation!
Today,
are we actually gonna get like an
Godzilla
animation
has
fight?
Set its sights on Toothless and has determined that today is this Night Fury's last
Two
day
alphas.
on Earth. But how will Toothless deal with this threat? Today on GojiCenter, we will review.
See, I don't know. I really don't know.
Strategies that this Night Fury will have to rely
yes,
on.
He is faster. He is very fast at flying.
Godzilla. This won't be easy. As we review,
dude, this animation looks
Godzilla
crazy.
Brings to this pursuit, we will quickly find out that this encounter will be nothing short of devastating. So sit back, hit that subscribe button.
We actually might get an animated fight.
Godzilla and Toothless around the world to see if this Night Fury can survive an encounter with the G-Man.
I don't know. I really don't know, dude.
As mentioned already,
he will have a good chance.
Determined to kill this fella, but why? Let's go back in time to see why this encounter is happening in the first place. In this scenario, we are putting these animals in an alternate universe where both of these creatures reside on the same planet. And all of their abilities and weapons are just as powerful as they are in their respective cinematic universes. This also includes their philosophies. Knowing this, we now need to turn over to Godzilla, who will most likely be the one instigating this fight. Why? Let us explain. In the Monsterverse, the hierarchy of Titans is topped by a single specimen who holds the title of Alpha Titan.
Which is Godzilla.
Up here can basically call all the Titans to do its bidding and demand submission and obedience.
Yeah.
This doesn't stop here. Godzilla himself can at times show signs of being a little arrogant and proud. He knows he's a badass and now expects everyone else to be his subordinate. Now enter this Night Fury, who is currently an alpha in his current universe. But in Godzilla's mind, there can only be one. This is where we have our conflict. We also have to mention the matter of this Night Fury's size. While not as large as a Titan such as Behemoth, Kong, or Scylla, this dragon does have the weapons necessary to fend off some Titan-sized creatures, placing him a little higher in the hierarchy of powerful creatures on the planet. Enough to gain Godzilla's attention. So in this hypothetical story, Godzilla looks out for this said alpha to once again make it clear that he's the alpha. Upon meeting Toothless, Godzilla
if he has to kill him, he will kill Toothless if he really wants to.
Maybe, but this is a what-if scenario, so anything
this animation looks awesome.
Here the G-Man will appear intimidating with his blue hue and communicate to the Night Fury that he now needs to submit or face consequences.
And they both have like their spines like light up blue, so that's cool.
Bow or challenge. If he bows, then all is solved. He can continue on living his life. But for the purposes of this video, we'll cover a scenario where this Night Fury will take its chances and bet on his abilities to try to defeat Godzilla. Since this isn't the first time he's faced larger monsters. And now Toothless's biology allows him to initiate something known as Alpha Mode, a phenomenon in which parts of his upper body glow blue as a challenging display to another alpha. This in turn infuriates Godzilla, and now he decides that this dragon must die. Godzilla quickly charges up his atomic breath. The Night Fury knows what's coming and now leverages all of his abilities to evade any atomic blast Godzilla shoots at him. This fight has now begun. To try to survive this encounter, this Night Fury will have to rely on flying speeds that can surpass the sound barrier. Well-placed plasma
Yeah,
blasts in
Toothless
critical
can fly
areas,
very
cloaking
fast.
abilities, and
And he can go
most importantly, his
invisible.
common sense. Godzilla,
For
on
a
the
short
other hand,
period of
doesn't
time.
have much to worry about in terms of corporal safety. Having tanked nukes to the face, drops from high altitudes, and serious beatings, there's not much this Night Fury could do to inflict one critical
maybe
hit with a
attacking
plasma
from
blast.
behind.
So right away, this isn't a question of
Maybe
can
he
the
can
Night Fury
blast,
survive this, but rather how long can
one
he
of Godzilla's
survive
dorsal
for?
fins off.
Let's find out. Part 1, the first skirmish. Because this dragon will most definitely be airborne during a confrontation against the G-Man, this means that the use of melee weapons will now be obsolete. This fight will most likely only
Toothless can't like punch Godzilla or anything.
But this poses a problem for Godzilla. How on earth do you accurately hit a tiny menace with a narrow atomic stream of fire? Once witnessing the first blast of atomic breath, a smart creature like Toothless would quickly realize that a single whiff of this blast is enough to turn it to ashes. And the further away he is from
Toothless
Godzilla,
is
the
very
better.
smart.
Being closer
I wonder
to the
who's
G-Man
smarter,
allows him
Toothless
to
or
have higher
Godzilla.
chances of hitting it, whereas being at a longer distance, Godzilla will have a lot less chances of landing a hit. This in turn only means that in a land confrontation, Toothless would most likely resort to something called dive bombing, which is the act of flying vertically
go down and
from
shoot
high
the
altitudes, at times breaching
his
the sound barrier,
I don't know what it's called, his
and culminate this
blast
attack with
at
a
Godzilla,
supercharged plasma blast. This, if aimed at the right spots, could turn into a serious nuisance. A shot to the gills, for instance, will most likely make Godzilla start to
that
think
would hurt,
now, since there's nothing much he can do other than waste his atomic breath trying to hit an extremely small
that is
target.
true. He
Similar
might end
to
up,
you
Godzilla
trying to
might
shoot
end
a
up
very
using all of his
fast fly
energy.
with a super soaker from a distance. In this scenario, Toothless has developed a strategy to continue bombarding Godzilla at range.
Yeah, that is true. He might just use all his energy.
A direct hit by the atomic breath. Is his cloaking ability needed? Not really, especially since his fast speeds already make him almost untouchable.
True.
Not to mention the fact that the use of this consumes a lot of energy.
Also
As
true.
you can imagine, Godzilla is now pissed. But something is different now. After a good number of consecutive dive bombs, the G-Man noticed
I still
that the
can't get
Night
over
Fury
this
has now
animation. It's
retreated,
so awesome.
but not for long. Part 2, the pursuit. So why did the Night Fury retreat for now? Well, it is because of something known as his shot limit. Night Furies don't have an infinite amount of blasts that they can fire. This is said to be 6 shots, but this Night Fury in particular can hit higher numbers, somewhere in the range of 14 to 15 consecutive shots, especially during alpha mode. Perhaps more. But definitely enough to piss Godzilla off. After several shots, this Night Fury will now rest at a nearby location for enough time to cool down and recharge, while knowing of the G-Man's whereabouts. Yes, this guy is now determined to win. But so
he could
is
also just fly
Godzilla.
away and come back
He's
and
not
try to
just
fight
gonna
him.
sit there with his arms crossed, waiting for the Night Fury to come back. He's going after it, turning this battle into a pursuit. Now, it is important to note that Godzilla has the ability to detect other nearby Titans and other active alphas. Using this ability, Godzilla will now follow this Night Fury relentlessly. And the Night Fury, on the other hand, would constantly keep his distance as soon as he hears Godzilla approaching, since this guy has excellent senses. But after some time, the Night Fury will have recharged his plasma blasts and repeat this process again. Dive bombing.
This will be a very long battle.
Except that by this point, it's likely that the Night Fury might have picked up at Godzilla's most vulnerable parts, his gills. It would only take 2 to 3 shots in this area for Toothless to pick up on Godzilla's painful
I wonder if he could
after
blow
these impacts,
Godzilla's head off.
meaning
Would that
the
work?
third time that he attacks Godzilla, all shots will
By hitting
be
him in the
aimed
gills?
here. Remember, this guy is smart, so literally any advantage he detects, he will exploit. But he isn't the only one figuring something out. Godzilla now realizes that these shots are hitting his gills a little more frequently.
Really so funny putting his
apart from this
his
pursuit
hand on
being
his head.
arduous and annoying, it's now becoming painful. So his next move is to shift the battlefield to a place where the Night Fury's abilities will become obsolete.
The water?
Water.
Ho
At
ho,
this point,
yup.
Godzilla stops following the Night Fury and now lets this dragon come to him.
Okay.
Part 3, the final encounter. In the past,
Have we ever
Godzilla
seen
has resorted
Toothless?
to
Oh yeah,
fighting
wait,
the ocean
in the
when
first
facing
movie,
flying
he went
titans.
underwater,
Fighting on the ground
but he
only
couldn't
limits him
really
to one
breathe
axis,
underwater.
while allowing the flying creature to basically have infinite maneuverability above him, putting him at a disadvantage. Fighting in the ocean is different. While it is true that the flying opponent still has
He can hold his breath
maneuverability on
like
the surface,
pretty
one
long
mistake,
though.
such as flying too close to the water surface, can spell doom for this creature. Down here, both Godzilla and his opponent have said infinite maneuverability, but Godzilla now would have the edge. In Ghidorah's case, Godzilla was able to bring him down because he was flying too low. But what about the Night Fury? It's not like it's going to fly low the whole time. In this fight, it would only do this at each culmination of a dive bomb.
Yeah, so I'm sure Toothless is smart enough to where he won't go like that low on the water.
To be found by the challenging Night Fury, who, by the way, has its sights set on Godzilla's gills. But this time, Godzilla has a little surprise waiting. As he detects the Night Fury approaching, the G-Man will now position himself with part of his body on the surface to give the Night Fury a reason to fly low enough to shoot at his gills. As the Night Fury dive bombs, the G-Man now swims up, activates his atomic breath, and with its colossal body creates a water splash so powerful that the Night Fury finds himself in the middle of a giant watery splash intended to bring him underwater. A smart animal like this Night Fury would quickly figure out what Godzilla's trying to do, so now he'll be more careful. After this failed attempt, Godzilla
they're both
now
so
swims
smart
close to the surface, receiving shots on his dorsals close to his gills. It is now when Godzilla lifts his massive tail, carrying so much water with it that it manages to disorient this Night Fury, slowing him down just enough for Godzilla to almost hit it with his atomic blast. He missed, but now the Night Fury is heading straight into Godzilla territory.
Oh, we crashed.
Now, the next obvious question, can this guy even swim? Yes, he can.
All right.
And he's
I've seen a dragon too, and then that's the first one.
Speed underwater will decrease exponentially, putting him at the same level as Godzilla or below. Meaning that it will be
can he shoot his blast underwater?
And Godzilla knows this. Godzilla turns around and begins to charge his atomic breath again, but Toothless quickly fires his plasma blast underwater.
Okay, so he can. All right.
Do this and distracts Godzilla for enough time for him to reach the surface.
I didn't know it was plasma as well.
Away. There is not much time left for this Night Fury. It's imperative for this guy to once again fly fast so that he may avoid the atomic blast. But it's too late. Unfortunately for this Night Fury, its flying speed coming out of the water was not fast enough to evade a robust atomic beam from Godzilla at a short distance. To be more realistic here, this was just a matter of time. Admittedly, this could have also eventually happened on land with one lucky shot from Godzilla. Except in this scenario, the G-Man chose the playing ground where this would have had more likelihood of happening. But realistically, would this fight even happen? Probably not. Upon witnessing that not a single one of these plasma blasts can critically injure Godzilla, Toothless would have realized that this is a lost cause and submit. As much as we hate seeing our favorite Night Fury be a subordinate, there just wouldn't be any other way against the King of Monsters. Today, the Night Fury deserves nothing less than a standing ovation.
He picked up a really good fight, though. He came really close. If he just kept blasting those gills,
if you enjoyed
Godzilla could have like bled out or something.
How to Train Your Dragon and more, subscribe.
Dude, that was a really good fight battle. Oh, imagine Ghidorah versus Toothless though. Wow, that was awesome. Okay, let me turn this back over here. Wow, that was actually really cool. I like that Toothless actually stood a chance against Godzilla, because I can see people underestimating Toothless just because he's a small little dragon, but his little plasma beams are very strong and seems to actually hurt Godzilla, which is very cool. But yet again, Godzilla's atomic breath ends up winning in the end because it's, it's very strong. I wonder if there's if Toothless can beat any other version of Godzilla. I wonder if he could beat Showa Godzilla. Could he beat Heisei? Probably not Heisei. Shin Godzilla? Maybe. I don't know. He could shoot his plasma beams in Shin Godzilla's back and maybe end up winning, but he might just evolve, so who knows. But anyways, that was a very good video, GojiCenter. That was awesome. I loved the animation as well. I know two people helped. It was someone on Instagram named like King Kong something or something like that. I am following him. He helped, and Gamester Studios also helped. They did a very good job on that. I would love to see more of those types of animations because that was so beautiful. But that's going to be it for today's video. Godzilla is the winner. Congratulations, Godzilla. I was rooting for you, but I feel so bad for Toothless. but at least maybe he possibly could have submitted to Godzilla, and who knows, they could have become best friends. And as always, have a great Godzilla day. It's almost New Year's. Happy New Year's, everyone.